Presents QuizBusters. Production of QuizBusters is made possible in part by Consumers Energy, building Michigan's future by supporting excellence in education. Consumers Energy counts on us. And by viewers like you. Today, the Bulldogs of Brighton take on the Bulldogs of Mason. Now, here's the host of QuizBusters, Matt Ottinger.
Thank you. Hey, good crowd today. That's nice. And you heard Dan Bayer say we've got Bulldogs to the left of me and Bulldogs to the right. We do not do this deliberately. We've had a lot of that this season, that our two teams have matching nicknames. But that's what we have here as we're getting close to the end of our Green Division qualifying. Let's meet our two Bulldogs, beginning to my left with Brighton High School. That team is Matt Evans, Matt Carpenter, Nolan Lalwani, and Sarah Walker. Their alternate is Chris Davis, and their advisors are Bill Boucher and Beth Walker. Bulldogs a little closer to our studios in East Lansing. The Mason Bulldogs are Logan Kasanowski, Danton Bryans, Steve Madsen is the captain, and Andrew Markowitz. And their advisor is Carol Lee Ware. We'll meet our teams at halftime. Right now, our teams are here to play our game, and we will begin the game with the Quick 10. 10 toss-up questions to put our first points on the board. Good luck to all of our Bulldogs assembled, and let's get started. The Quick 10 begins with question 1. What American novelist who wrote flower fables for Ralph Waldo Emerson's daughter is better remembered for 8 Cousins and Little Women? Brighton, Sarah.
Louisa May Alcott.
Wrote Little Women. That's exactly right. Question 2. What author of the Defense of the Constitutions became the first vice president to be elected president when in 1796 he succeeded George Washington? Brighton, Nolan.
John Adams.
John Adams did. That's right. Question 3. Trapezoids whose non-parallel sides are of equal length and triangles with 2 but not 3 sides. Brighton, Matt C.
Isosceles trapezoids.
Those are isosceles, trapezoids, and triangles, all isosceles the key word. Question 4. Mistresses Ford and Page are the title characters who taunt the overweight Falstaff in what Shakespearean play? Ford and Page are the Merry Wives of Windsor. Question 5. Lake Balaton, the largest lake in Central Europe, is located in what nation that is bordered by Romania and Austria and has its capital at Budapest? Mason, Danton.
Hungary.
Hungary. The capital is Budapest is Hungary. That's right. Question 6. A March 30, 1282 Vespers service turned into a revolt against the occupying French forces on what largest Mediterranean island, now a part of Italy? Brighton, Sarah.
Sicily.
Sicily is the largest Mediterranean island. Question 7. In what discourse from the book of Matthew does Jesus teach the golden rule, the injunction to turn the other cheek, and the Beatitudes? All of those are part of the Sermon on the Mount. Question 8. The ulna and humerus articulate to form what hinged joint? Brighton, Sarah.
The elbow. The
elbow in the arm. That's right. Question 9. A December 2004 deal with labor leader Shimon Peres let what prime minister form a new coalition government in Israel? Brighton, Nolan.
Ariel Sharon.
Ariel Sharon is the right one. That's right. Question 10. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights deems the, quote, fundamental group, unquote, of society to be what unit whose nuclear type includes parents and children? Brighton, Sarah.
Family.
Family. That's exactly what I needed and all I needed. That's it. That's 10. Everybody's on the board. Mason only got one of those. We missed a couple. Brighton with the early lead, but we're just getting started. We have a new toss-up now that will lead to a bonus category for one of our teams, and here it comes. Boltzmann defined it as a constant times the natural log of a system's total microstates, and it is the energy in a system that cannot do work. What is this term associated with the second law of thermodynamics that is a measure of a system's disorder? Brighton, Matt C.
Entropy.
Entropy is right. It took him all the way to the end of it, but he got in just under the buzzer. And Brighton, you've got the first bonus category. Nolan, you'll give me answers for your team. In which Ernest Hemingway novel would you find each of the following? First, the exploits of Robert Jordan during the Spanish Civil War. I need your answer.
Farewell to Arms.
Not Farewell to Arms. No, For Whom the Bell Tolls. A lot of familiar works in Ernest Hemingway's canon, and picked the wrong one there. No points. 80 your total. We have a new toss-up. The sign at the top of this painting reads Phillies and advertises a price of only 5 cents. Two men in suits appear with a woman in a red dress sitting across the diner's counter from a man in white. Name this work by Edward Hopper that evokes a sense of Brighton. Sarah.
The Diner?
No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Mason, I'll finish that. Name this work by Edward Hopper that evokes a sense of loneliness. I think we've all seen it. You'd visualize it, and I would have thought The Diner, too. It's called Nighthawks, and no points on that one. We'll play our first pop quiz. It's actually been seen as spoof variations on it, as a matter of fact. It's such a popular painting. Your three-letter combination in the first half, players, is P-I-N. All your answers will begin with P-I-N. Matt E. from Brighton and Logan from Mason will begin things for us. A horse of the western United States with spots of white and other colors. Logan.
Pinto.
A pinto. We're on the way here. Next, a card game played with a 48-card deck. Logan.
Pinochle.
Pinochle is right. Finally, any of several evergreen coniferous trees. Logan.
Pine.
Pine trees. That's right. Logan took all three of those. That made a big difference here. Matt Carpenter now from Brighton and Danton from Mason. The two-word name for a baseball or softball player who bats in... Danton.
There.
Say it.
Pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter is right. Bats in substitution for someone else. Next, the rap artist whose albums include Can't Take Me Home and Misunderstood. I thought I said that very well, as a matter of fact. Her name is just Pink, P-I-N-K. Final question. A brightly decorated papier-mâché figure filled with toys or candy. Matt?
Piñata.
A piñata, that's right. Nolan from Brighton now and Steve from Mason. A pattern seen in clothing ranging from stylish suits. Steve?
Pinstripe.
To the uniforms of certain baseball teams. That's right. Next. The two-word name of the progressive rock band, best known for their albums, Nolan?
Pink Floyd.
Not Dark Side, not Bright Side, Dark Side of the Moon, and The Wall. Finally, the two-word trademarked name for the indoor game, more properly referred to as table tennis. Nolan?
Ping pong.
Ping pong, that's right. Sarah from Brighton now, Andrew from Mason. One of the three ships under the command of... Sarah?
The Pinta.
Very good. Under the command of Columbus. Nice anticipation there. Next. A child's toy consisting of a stick with miniature windmill sails, which, Sarah?
Pinwheel.
A pinwheel, that's right, which spin in the wind. Finally, a liquid measure of capacity equal to, Sarah?
Pint.
Nicely done, Sarah. Equal to 1/2 of a quart. Sarah swept all of those, and that's our pop quiz. We started with Logan's sweep, and we ended with Sarah's sweep, and right now lots of points on the board, as promised, and you're playing for control of the audio bonus category. New toss-up for everybody. In its last two books, the Archangel Michael foretells the history of mankind, then leads Adam and Eve to the eastern gate of Eden. Man's first disobedience is depicted in what work that seeks to justify the ways of God to men? A 1667 epic by John Milton. Brighton, Sarah.
Paradise Lost.
Right. Paradise Lost is the answer. And Brighton, you got control of the audio category. We have some sound to play for you. You can listen to the sound and confer while you're listening if you like. I'll ask you some questions after you've heard our audio clues. So first, let's listen to our audio clue.
It would appear that every proprietor and editor of every publication that has paid for intrusive and exploitative photographs of her, encouraging greedy and ruthless individuals to risk everything, has blood on his hands today.
That was Charles Spencer in 1997 on the death of his sister. Name her.
Princess Diana.
That's right. Diana died following a crash that resulted from a high-speed paparazzi chase through the streets of what city?
Paris.
Paris is right. Dodi Al-Fayed, who also died in that crash, was the son of the owner of what large British department store? I need your answer. Say it.
Harrods.
Harrods is right. 20 points. You got all of them. Well done. Full 50 points when they can do that. New toss-up for all players. A UPN pilot for this show cast William Shatner as the chairman. The original, which uses the score to the film Backdraft for its sound effects, is filmed in Japan. Name this TV show that features theme ingredients, such as trout or apples. Brighton, Nolan.
Iron Chef.
Iron Chef is right, and it's battle between chefs. Well done. But we ask them everything on this. Bonus category, colleges and universities, Brighton. Some decisions you'll make eventually. With which college or university are these institutions associated? I'll give you the institution, you give me the college. First, a namesake Lampoon magazine and a daily Crimson newspaper.
Alabama.
No, I'm sorry. Crimson makes sense. Crimson Tide. I see where you were going with that. But Harvard is the Crimson, and the Harvard Lampoon is the magazine. So tricky there with no points. New toss-up, everybody. A 2005 National Geographic article described the discovery in this country of a new species of short hominids, dubbed hobbits, on the island of Flores, F-L-O-R-E-S. Name this Asian nation where a March 2005 earthquake killed thousands on Sumatra. Mason Logan.
Indonesia.
Indonesia is where you would find Sumatra and those hobbits. Bonus category for Mason. And Steve, you'll give me answers for your team. Its capital is Iqaluit. I-Q-A-L-U-I-T. First, name this newest and largest Canadian territory.
Nunavut.
Nunavut is right. Next, Nunavut's capital lies on what largest Canadian island? Got an answer?
Nope.
Nope. Baffin Island is the largest Canadian island. But frankly, it was a pretty tough first question. You pulled that off nicely. So 10 points on that bonus. You got 80 points in the game, mostly Brighton in the first half of play as we come to a close here. But obviously, Mason can get on the board as well. We got a second half to play, and a lot can still happen. So right now, we're going to take a break, and much less stuff will happen. What we'll do instead is talk to our players and find out a little bit about each of them for no points whatsoever. They're all Bulldogs, as we said at the beginning of the show. Let's begin with Brighton and Matt. Welcome, and tell us about yourself.
My name is Matt Evans. I'm a senior at Brighton High School. And in my free time, I like to study for Quiz Bowl and take long walks on the beach with my TI-83 Plus graphing calculator.
Sounds romantic, Matt. Thank you for joining us. Now your other teammate named Matt Carpenter.
I'm Matt Carpenter from Brighton High School. I am planning on attending U of M College of Engineering next year.
Terrific. Well, good luck to you, Matt. Nolan is the captain.
Hi, Nolan. I play varsity football, and I'm a member of the Science Olympiad team. And I'd like to say hi to Brian, Coach Smith, Lindsay, Rita, and Tango.
Okay, very good. Got them all in there. Good, Nolan. And finally, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Walker. I'm a sophomore. I play piano, speak French, and I'm on the varsity golf team. And I'd like to say hi to my brother, Jeff.
Okay, and good luck to you this spring on the golf team, Sarah. That's our Bulldogs of Brighton High School. One of our Bulldogs, anyway. They're all playing QuizBusters for the first time. Nolan and Sarah have QB Junior experience. We're finding that more and more common now as we've been playing our middle school game for a few years. Now let's meet the Bulldogs of Mason, beginning with Logan.
I am Logan Pestinowski. I'm a sophomore at Mason High School. I am the senior patrol leader of Mason Troop 141, and I am aspiring to the rank of Eagle.
Well, good luck to you, Logan. I know that's a very, very tough thing to get to. I'm sure you'll do well. Danton, welcome.
I'm Danton Bryans. I'm a sophomore at Mason High School, and in my free time I like to snowboard and paintball.
Okay, thank you, Danton, for being here. The captain is Steve.
Hi, I'm Steven Madsen. I'm a junior at Mason High School, and in my free time I like to learn programming.
Okay, very good, Steve. And finally, Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew Markowitz, sophomore at Mason High School. In my free time I like Quiz Bowl, Science Olympiad, and paintballing. Hope you go to Michigan Tech for computer engineering, and if Steve, Tim, and Ryan are out there, we really wish you were here now.
To get a little help from the other guys. Okay, thank you very much. The Bulldogs of Mason High School. You realize we still just let 4 play at a time. All right, very good. Second half of action right now. More pop quiz. One more pop quiz waiting for us halfway through. We'll end the game with the lightning round, and they're playing for control of the video bonus category. You know all that. Let's get started. Second half of play with this toss-up question. Good luck, everybody. Despite leading his forces to victory in a 10-year siege, this king of Argos was murdered on his return by his wife, in part because he sacrificed their daughter, Iphigenia. Brighton, Sarah.
Agamemnon.
Nicely done. Agamemnon is right. Before the war, the husband of Clytemnestra, who led the Greeks in the Trojan War. Brighton, your bonus category is the video category. You know, we've been in, they're excited about it. We've been in Greenfield Village all this season with our clues, and our own producer, Susie Elkins, has been asking some of the questions. She joins us now with the first question in your set.
This Phoenixville, Connecticut post office was built in the 1820s. In 1829, the top official of the Postal Service was made a member of the President's Cabinet. What is the two-word title for that position?
Postmaster General. Postmaster General.
I think you were trying to convince them of it, and you were and you're absolutely right. Next, who is considered to be the first United States Postmaster General?
Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin?
Ben Franklin was, that's right. Since July 1st, 1971, the Postmaster General has been appointed by and serves under the governors of the United States Postal Service and is no longer a cabinet-level position. Who was the last president to have a Postmaster General position in his cabinet? I need your answer.
Ford?
Not Ford. It was a little bit earlier than Ford. We'd said 71. Nixon was still president then. It was Richard Nixon. 20 points on your bonus category. Nice job on the video. And we have a new toss-up for everybody. It combines Greek, Persian, and Egyptian architectural styles and marked the final resting place of a king of Caria, C-A-R-I-A, and his wife, Queen Artemisia. Name this monument one of the 7 wonders of the world, whose name now refers to any grandiose... Brighton, Sarah.
Taj Mahal.
I'm sorry, that's a wrong answer. Mason, I'll finish it. Whose name now refers to any grandiose tomb. Logan.
Mausoleum.
The mausoleum of Halicarnassus. That's the one that we needed. That last word proved the key. Mason, bonus category. Give me these words that begin and end with the letter R. That should narrow things down quite nicely for you. First, the elastic polymer made from natural latex.
Rubber.
Simple as that. Next, firearm patented by Colt in 1836.
Revolver.
Revolver is right. And finally for 20, ridged steel rods used to strengthen concrete.
Rebar.
Rebar is right. Very quickly swept the category, narrowed the gap to 100. We're going to play our second pop quiz. A nice little run there by the Bulldogs of Mason, and we've got 100-point game, 120 points on the line in our second pop quiz with the 2-letter combination A-B. Simple as that, A-B. Begin all correct answers. Matt from Brighton over here, Logan from Mason will start things off for us. A church that was once part of a monastery or convent, or a home to monks or nuns. Could have given you Westminster. That might have helped a little bit. An abbey, A-B-B-E-Y. Next, sudden or unexpected. Matt.
Abrupt.
Abrupt is right. And finally, to suck up or take in something. Logan?
Abduct.
No, I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer. Matt, doesn't want any more.
Absorb.
Absorb. The rest of that, especially water. Matt Carpenter now from Brighton and Danton from Mason. To refrain from food, drink, pleasure, or from casting a... Matt.
Abstain.
To abstain from casting a vote, the last one. Finally, the professional athlete born Lou Alcindor, who won many world championships playing for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's been out of the game for a little while, but I thought you'd remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Final question for Matt and Danton. Deviating from standard, typical behavior. Matt.
Abnormal.
Abnormal, that's the word that I wanted. Nolan now from Brighton. Steve from Mason, our captains. To shorten or reduce a word or phrase to a few letters. Steve.
Abbreviate.
To abbreviate. Right. Next. An historic county and seaport in Scotland on the North Sea. That was a tough one. Aberdeen. And finally, in the sky, or generally in a higher place than something else. Steve?
Above.
Above, that's right. It's all I needed. Sometimes they're easy, and that's the ones that can throw them. Sarah from Brighton, Andrew from Mason. A muscle that moves a limb or other part of the body. Andrew? He said abductor is right. Next. The first name shared by the title character in a comic strip created by Al Cap and by the man credited with popularizing baseball in the United States. Sarah?
Abner.
Abner, Little Abner and Abner Doubleday. Finally, to end something, such as a space flight, before completion. Sarah?
Abort.
Abort is the answer. We've come to the end of our pop quiz. And the next time we hear the fanfare, we're going to the lightning round. Still two good teams ready to get a few more points on the board. Here's a new toss-up. This asterism is useful in locating Aldebaran and Sirius, and it illuminates the Horsehead Nebula with its easternmost star, Alnitak. This part of the constellation containing Rigel and Betelgeuse is what line of 3 stars that represent a hunter's waist? Brighton Matt C.
Orion's Belt.
The Orion's Belt is what I needed. The whole thing, hunter's waist garment. Bonus category, Brighton from 1824 to 1829. He was simultaneously president of Peru and Gran Colombia. First, name this liberator known as the George Washington of South America. I need your answer.
Was it Bolivar?
Yeah. Bolivar?
Bolivar is right. You figured it. We're working on it. Simón Bolivar is right. Bolivia, formerly known as Upper Peru before being renamed, named this lieutenant of Bolivar, the namesake of one of its capitals, as president in 1825. I need your answer.
Paz?
No, not a bad guess. It's Sucre. Antonio Jose de Sucre is the answer. 10 points on your bonus for pulling out Bolivar. New toss-up players. This group originally kept its treasury in the Temple of Apollo on the island where it met annually. What is this confederacy of Greek city-states that was founded in 477 BC and dominated, that's Brighton, Sarah?
The Delian League?
The Delian League is right. A tough one there. And Sarah pulled it out. Bonus category again for Brighton. Answer these questions about radioactive decay. First, what name is given to the length of time needed for 50% of the atoms in a sample of radioactive material to decay? Of course, half-life. Radium-226 undergoes alpha decay to yield which dangerous radioactive gas?
Radon?
Yeah, radon.
Radon is right. Finally, how many protons and how many neutrons? I need 2 answers. How many protons and how many neutrons are there in an alpha particle?
4.
More specific, please.
Oh, 2 protons, 2 neutrons.
That's what I wanted to hear. 20 points for that. You swept the category. Says in my notes here, prompt on 4. That's what I'm supposed to do. If they say 4, I say, oh, come on, you got to do better than that. All right, you did better than that. You got all 3 of those last answers. And a big lead as we go into the lightning round. But we're all going to have fun playing these last 60 seconds of questions. Nothing but toss-ups now. 10 points when the players are right. Of course, we subtract 10 points when the players are wrong. The 60-second timer is all set, so let's get started. The lightning round begins now. Acetylsalicylic acid is the scientific name for what generic pain reliever? Nolan.
Aspirin.
Right. Jacob and Wilhelm are the first names of what brothers known for their collection of fairy tales? Sarah.
Grimm.
Right. By population, what is the largest city in Canada? Steve.
Toronto.
Right. What is the only state that has a 1-syllable name? Nolan.
Maine.
Right. What president's likeness is on a dime? Time. What continent has more countries in it than any other? Logan.
Europe.
Wrong. In what year did the battles of Lexington and Concord take place? Time. Who wrote the Moonlight Sonata? Sarah.
Beethoven.
Right. What Greek astronomers' system of the universe prevailed for over 1,500 years? Andrew.
Aristotle.
Wrong. What do the letters S-A-S-E refer to when dealing with letters? Lolland.
Address, stamp, envelope.
Right. Name both of the 2 large bones between your knee and your ankle. Time is up, and Brighton, you've won with a score of 410. Both the tibia and the fibula are between your knee and your ankle. Ptolemy was the Greek astronomer whose system was around for more than a millennium. 1775, Lexington and Concord. Africa, interestingly enough, has more countries in it than any other. And its FDR is on a dime. I thought somebody would have known that one. That was a little surprising that we blanked on that, but that happens, of course, in the heat of battle here. Big win for Brighton. Mason, you played a really fast team, and that makes a difference in the game. You did real well when you had control. You scored a bunch of points. Didn't work out for you today. Thank you so much for playing. Glad to have you with us. Give them a hand. Absolutely. We're about to, so do that anyway. I don't want to keep these people from giving them the hand they so richly deserve. Brighton, a 400 score is what we look at as a good mark. We've had a few this season. You're not going to be the top seed, but you're probably going to be in the upper half. So that's a very good score for you. That 410 will put you in the mix. We'll see you back here in the second half of the season. Now I hand for our winners, the Brighton Bulldogs. Three games to go left in our first round of play. Then we'll have all 32 teams. Brighton, of course, and 31 others. Lansing Catholic Central Cougars and the Lions of Maple Valley will be the next game in the white division. Next week, this time another green division game. In fact, it'll be our last green division game. And then you can also watch all of our games on the internet at WKAR.org. Thank you for watching this one, and for all of us on QuizBusters, I'm Matt Nottinger. Enjoy.
Production of QuizBusters is made possible in part by Consumers Energy, building Michigan's future by supporting excellence in education. Consumers Energy, count on us. And by viewers like you. Book Scholarship Awards for QuizBusters are provided by SBS, the student bookstore, located at 421 East Grand River Avenue in East Lansing. For more information about QuizBusters or any of WKAR's locally produced series or specials, visit our website at WKAR.org.